I'm from Togo. And I'll be here moderating with Rejoice Evermore from Ghana. And we are the two moderators for today's event. It is a privilege for me to welcome you all to this panel, to have insightful.
Please mute everybody. Now you host unmute yourself because it is a big noise, please. Please continue, the host.
All right. So I'll say that I am Mr. Koleji from Togo, and here with me, Mr. Rejoice Evermore from Ghana. We are the two moderators for today's event. And it's a privilege for me to welcome you all to Fostering Research in the Age of Technology. That's the theme of our meeting today. IIU, Togo, and the African team 2022, organized by the International Internship University. IIU, the first global virtual university offering quality, accessible, and location-independent education around in all areas. So I'm going to invite Dr. Abuchi to do the opening prayer for us, and we'll continue after that. Thank you. Mr. Abuchi, please.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you, everybody. Please, Professor Charles Borea, as we discussed, could you give us the opening prayer, please, Prof? We can't hear you, Prof. You are muted.
Yeah, we need to give glory to God for this great opportunity that He has given us for us to come and showcase our talents, showcase our differences, showcase what God has deposited in us. We call upon the Spirit of God to take over every one of us. Everything we are going to do here today, let the power of God prevail so that the name of our Lord Jesus Christ be glorified. We pray that the power of God shall flow upon every one of us. As we impart the message will bear fruit in our life. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, God. In Jesus' name we pray. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Dr. Sharp, General Eboria. Wonderful prayer, and it's put us in the mood of this topic that we are going to develop in this meeting this afternoon. Thank you very much. Well, I want to express my gratitude for having been given the opportunity to moderate this event and be a part of this fostering research in the age of technology IIU Africa event 2021. I will invite Dr. Buchi to give us the introduction to this topic that we are going to develop very soon. Dr. Buchi, please.
Thank you, Alice. Thank you, everybody. Hello, Professor Charles. Hello, International Management Committee of IIU. My greeting to all our respective guests that are present today at this meeting. It's a great pleasure for IIU Togo to host this great meeting, this great conference of February 2022. IIU, as you know, is an international internship university, the first, of course, that has taken upon itself to offer free and affordable training to all young people all over the world. So it's my honor to introduce the IIU team, the strong team that leads this organization. And we are working constantly to achieve the vision and the mission of IIU by bringing a new era of education all over the globe. I would like to first of all thank Professor Charles for all the support he has given us, for being behind us, for always guiding us, giving us pieces of advice and telling us how to move. This has been very helpful, and I'm so glad and happy for his marvelous leadership for IIU in Africa. He's really helping us, and his leadership is very key, guiding us in all domains. So I would like to introduce here the team of IIU. First, the co-founders, co-founder Mr. Stephen from IIU Australia. Thank you so much for your help. Co-founder Dr. Satman Dechaka from IIU UK. Thank you so much for your support, and thank you for everything you're doing. Co-founder Mona Angia from IIU Indonesia. Thank you so much. I would like to introduce the executive board members of IIU. Ms. Corina Sudia, who is the Vice Chancellor of IIU all over the globe. Thank you for your marvelous leadership and the incredible job you are doing, dear Corina. Dr. Karia Rao, thank you. Thank you, Ms. Nada Ratkovic from Croatia. Thank you for the great job you're doing. Thank you, Mr. Prakash Lal De Katka from UK. Thank you for the great job. Allow me also to introduce the President Council of IIU. We have Dr. Pratibha Mishra from India. He's the advisory board manager. Dr. Satnam Dekata from UK, our honorary degree board. Dr. Prachi Gar from India, our HR and training country director of IIU India. Dr. N.D. Maku from India, the research and the development board. Also allow me to say a few thanks to the board of directors of IIU, mainly Dr. Sonigda Kadam, Dr. Alisa White, Dr. Prachi Gaur, and our honorable African head, Dr. Chaplain General Eboria Siulo Charles from IIU Nigeria. Thank you so much, all you, our leaders who have been putting all your efforts into making IIU great and helping us young people to find a way also to prove our leadership and to follow in your footsteps. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
Thanks, Dr. Abuchi, for this wonderful presentation, introduction of the team. It's a wonderful thing to know those who are the leaders and those who are helping us to reach our goals. Thank you very much. So now you all must be curious to know more about International Internship University. Okay, I'm going to take this part to just explain what it is about when you hear IIU, okay, what we mean, what you do. Okay. So International Internship University, that is IIU, is building a better future, a better and brighter future for all young learners, and is committed to providing better and virtual education to all the young learners of the globe. IIU is metamorphosing the conventional education system by cutting down the additional costs and providing access to more than 1,000 plus courses and internships to their e-learners across the globe. IIU has been accredited and affiliated with the World Education Organization, WEO, and International Accreditation Organization, IAO, and collaborated with all the world's top universities and educational institutions through the platform of massive open online courses, MOOC. IIU provides various certificates, including diploma, graduation, post-graduation courses, and honorary doctorates. IIU has received many accreditations as per international standards for its innovation, vision, creative ideas, research, and white papers publication. International Internship University, IIU, is building a better and brighter future for all young learners and is committed to providing better and virtual education to all the young learners all over the globe. Mr. Piyush Bandit says that, and I quote, together we will achieve more. We should inspire each other to expand our minds and perspectives, always striving to explore new ideas and innovations for the betterment of the world. And that is the heart of our projects, our aims. So after hearing about the International Internship University, its councils, you all must be excited about today's events. I hope you all are, right, Prof? Are you all excited about what is going to come, about the topic of today? Please.
Yes, we are very excited.
Okay. If so, then that is fabulous. And we are going to invite now Professor Charles, the continent head, okay, Africa IIU, for the opening remark. Okay, so please, Prof, you have the floor to
Thank
give
you
the
very
remark.
much, my dear brother.
You're welcome.
What we going to leave
You're
you.
welcome.
Actually, I thank God for our able co-founder, our EO, our CEO, Piyush Bandit. He has been a very good person. He has been helping us a lot in Africa, and God will continue to reward him together with all the executive of IIU. The topic before us today, being February, is fostering research in the age of technology. As we all know, research is to see what everybody else has seen and to think what nobody else has thought. It will interest us to know that research is important in our daily life. So, not only is research an invaluable tool for building on crucial knowledge, it also most reliable way we can begin to understand the complexity of various issues. To maintain our integrity as we disapprove lies and unhold important truths. To serve as convoluted sets of data. Research gain knowledge.
Yes.
Research is linked to problems. Research is the systematic investigation into the study of material and source and reach new conclusion. Research and or the use of existing knowledge and in a new and creative ways so as to generate new concepts, methodology, and understanding. We have 4 types of research, mainly exploratory research, descriptive research, evaluation research, explanatory research. We also have a correlational and cultural research. There is need to promote and encourage research in the age of technology. Age of technology is all about the information age, also known as the computer age, digital age, and new media age. Age of technology is a historical period that begins in the middle 20th century, characterized by rapid epochal shifts from traditional industry established by the Industrial Revolution to an economic primarily based upon information technology. The main purpose of research is to enhance society by advancing knowledge through scientific theories concepts, and ideas. A research purpose is met through forming hypotheses, collecting data, analyzing the data, etc. The role of research in the digital age here, the skill of research has always been considered to be social studies discipline. Through the nature of research, change as the internet develops and other society becomes less dependent on paper-bound books. Technology used in research reduces the potential for human error and increase the speed of the research process. Data, clouds. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, Prof. We are here.
Prof, you can continue. Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, thank God, thank God. Technology used in research reduce the potential for human error and increase the speed of the research process. Several decades later, cloud-based software started changing the way researchers collect data as well. Our growth is a reflection of the increasing need for faster access to good data. The 4 ages of technology are the pre-mechanical age that started in 3000 BC to 1450 to 1450 AD. The second, the mechanical age that started in 145 to 1840. The third, the electromechanical age that started 1840 to 1940. While the fourth, the electronic age, started 1940 to this present period. There are 7 arrays of technology. We have the 0 level, we call it 0 level. That is the stone age, up to 4000 BC. What are those things? Like fire, like liver, like language, like transportation by canoe, like stone, like weapons. These are the things that we are inception then. Then we have the first level, which is the Bronze Age, from 4000 BC to 1200 BC. What are those things that we find then? We have the wheels, we have the writing, we have the agriculture, we have the transport by horse, we have the carts, we have the metal tip spear and bow arrows, we have the leather armor. What is second level? We have what we call the Iron Age, 1200 BC to 500 CE. What are those things we found then? We have the scale armor, we have the early chemistry, we have the horseback with saddle, we have the keystone anchor. These are the things we found at that age. Then we have the third level, which is the Mephian. We started from 500 to 145 CE. What are those things we find there? We have the steel weapons, we have the mathematics with 0, we have the cell 2 with the step groups, we have the stealing ships, we have the crossbow, we have the chain mails 10. While we have the 4th level, which is then we have the Renaissance colony, which is from 150 to 1700 CE. And then we have what are those things we find there? Gunpowder, printing, we have a hot air balloon, we have the muskets, we have the sailing warships. Those are the things we found then. We have the 5th level, which is the Industrial Revolution, 1700 to 900. What are those things we found then? We found the mass production. We found the steam power, the steamship, railroads. We have the dynamics. We have the repeating and guides. We have the direct current power. Those are the things we found then. We have the sixth level. The sixth level then, we have what we call the war power, the world wars from 1900 to 1950. 1950. What are those things we found then? The cars, airplanes, radio. We have the submarine, ocean leaders. We have the battleships, tankers. We have the mechanic guns. We have the fighter aircraft. We have the fission bombs. We have the alternative currents. We have the electronic dams then. And we have the seventh level. And the seventh level, we have what we call the modern one, which is from 1951 to 2000. What do we have now? We have what we call nuclear energy. We have computer, LISA, rockets, jet craft. We have space shuttles. We have missile. We have all those we have organ transplant plants. These are the things we found there. And we also have what we call the eighth level, which we have presently now, from 2001 to 2050. 2050. We call them space fine. Okay. So these are the technological aspects we have, and it's going to last till 2050. 2050. The question now we should now look at is technology can also be developed through innovations. This is done through applied research, which require scientific and systematic methods and process. Scientific research employs for truth and emphasizes clarity of thinking using systematic processes. What is the source of this information of digital age? We have what we call we have that form of textbooks, reference books, periodicals, diary. We have school, secondary sources. We have what we call biographical database, publications, series of publications. I want us to know that research is very important into information technology. What are the things we should look at? Research computing, yes, can provide advantage for all institutions, regardless of research identified. One, information technology can enable data-intensive research with the provision of the specialized staff and infrastructure that facilitates collaboration, efficiency, and data storage. This study assesses the current state of research computing in higher education, explores the advantage of research computing, outlines the roles of IT in research computing, supports what we call and provide recommendation for progress in research computing strategy and practice. Research is important to information technology because it reports and supporting material. Also, it is an enabler of research. That is the key findings. We also have the provision of specialized staff, particularly programmers, analysts, data-intensive research staff with subject matter expertise. It's just as important as the provision of hardware and software resources for research computing. The general dissatisfaction with the effectiveness of research, computing practices and strategies. The structure and organization of research computing support relates to the quality of research computing practice and services. My dear friends, we have so many things to talk about, but thank God for the specialists, for the speakers who are here presently. They will be able to give justice to this to the topic we are looking at, fostering research in the age of technology. And I pray that God will come to strengthen every one of us for listening, and the power of God shall enter us so that we'll be able to be useful in analyzing things when we, after being told what research is all about in the age of technology. Thank you very much. May God bless us all.
Thanks so much, Professor Charles. Thanks so much for this insightful historical recall of the evolution of humanity and research methods. Thank you very much. Thank you for this insightful introduction. Before I call on Dr. Abuchi to introduce the first speaker, I would like to correct a mistake I made at the beginning of the panel, the meeting. My second moderator, the second moderator's name is Rejoice. That's me. Okay. Okay, her name is Rejoice, and she's from Nigeria. She's from Nigeria. Just a minute. Okay, she's called Rejoice Obilo Agua. Okay, the second moderator is called Rejoice Obilo Agua, and she's from Nigeria. Okay, she's co-moderating this meeting with me. So I would like to call on Mr. Dr. Abuchi to take the floor and to introduce the first speaker to us. Thank you, Dr. Abuchi.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you again, Prof, for the insightful remarks on research and on the importance of research, especially the history you gave us on the evolution and how we got here. Thank you so much, Prof. The first speaker of the day, ladies and gentlemen, is Dr. Ebony Agbo. Dr. Ebony is a university lecturer. Is the head of department of the University of Lome, head of Department of English at the University of Lome. He has been my teacher for many years, and though I'm not worthy to introduce him, allow me to take that role to introduce him. So Dr. Ebony Palambo Agbo is a senior lecturer at the Université de Lomé, Togo, which is the biggest public university in Togo. He's a specialist of American studies. He teaches different subjects at the university. He's currently the head of department, as I said it earlier, at the head of Department of English at the University of Lomé. As a researcher in American studies, Dr. Agbo has written and co-authored several scientific articles on different topics, including survival strategies in hostile environments, the harmonious development of the society, and on racial justice and peace. He is also a member of the board of administrators of the academic journal called Participe Action. Participe Action is an academic journal at the University of Lomé, and there he intervenes as an editor. So, ladies and gentlemen, now we give the floor to Dr. Ebony Agbo for his presentation. Please, Doctor, you have the floor.
Thank you, dear colleague. He has said it all about my biography, and I'm humbly honored to be here. You have sent an invitation to me to be part of this panel today and make a presentation on this interesting topic, which is fostering research in the age of technology. But before I move to the presentation proper, I would like to say a big thank you to the whole team that is behind playing the role of the aunts for this event to come to be. I cannot name you individually, but take it as a whole gratitude that I'm expressing to all of you. Coming back to the topic itself, fostering research in the age of technology, I would like to start with a quotation which goes like this. I'm quoting: "In Africa, capacity development is often analyzed along 3 dimensions. These are the individual, institutional, and societal transformation approaches." This is said by, end of quotation, sorry, and it is of Fukuda, Paul, and Lopez, 2013. This quotation introduces me to what I will, to my plan, which will be structured into 3 parts. And the first one will be about the research in Togo. What is research in Togo, actually? We shall discover it all together. The second one will be concerned of the level of science and technology in Togo. And the last section I will be dealing with will be what to do exactly. That sounds like some of the key ideas I have jotted down for recommendations, and that would be it. Coming back to the first section, research in Togo. All agree that research in Togo is the fundamental basis of any sustainable development effort of any country in the world. Yes, that is true. And it is precisely in this perspective that the National Institute of Scientific Research was created in 1965. And it was placed under the authority of the President of the Republic, which means under normal circumstances that this would not be, this is a section or an area which has a great interest for the nation and the national authorities. The institute was in 1976 integrated into the ministry in charge of research. So in Togo, we have a ministry in charge of research. And what are the missions of these institutions? It is to coordinate and execute the decisions taken by the National Council for Scientific Research, and to follow up the scientific research activities carried out in Togo. And all this in collaboration with the ministry directly concerned of all requests for research authorizations from foreign institutions and organizations. It is also about negotiating in collaboration with the interested institutions and conventions, programs in the field of scientific research with foreign countries and organizations. Here I can see that there is an implication of some foreign institutions or some foreign organizations, which to my perspective seem to stand already like something that will be weakening to some extent the potentiality of research and technology, or altogether all these concepts put together. Now, let us see what technology is about in Togo. What is the level it has reached? I don't have much to say here, but note that in Togo, the field of science was structured for the first time in 1965. The objective of this structuring is to make science and technology the pillar of the socio-economic development of the nation, which is a great thing. Besides all this, it is observed that the field of technology is the best developed according to 2017 report of the Autonomous Center for Studies and Capacity Reinforcement in Togo. So they say in Togo, technology has reached a level which is far more acceptable, which is, I think it has reached a good level, to say it that way. Then we can see already that research and technology may be in a good harmony because technology has reached a good level. Research has been put under the authorities or the national executive authorities. But science and innovation are under-resourced and are weakly organized. This is the main question. They are under-resourced and weakly organized. For example, the reduction of funding for telecommunication infrastructure in the state budget since 2014 is a major weakness in a context where telecommunication infrastructure is the very basis of the concept of technology as a lever for development. If the area of research is put under the supervision of the President of the Republic, and technology has reached a good level in the state, in the country. But what we notice is that all of these are under-resourced and badly organized. We see where we are standing right away. What to do? This is the question I ask, and I wonder what to do. Generally speaking, research activities are carried out individually or in teams of national and or foreign researchers, whether it is basic or applied research. At the level of the university, there is a directorate which is in charge of this aspect of research and innovation. And as I said it earlier on, all of these included institutions lack financial resources, lack resources at a greater level. The funding of research is provided by the Togolese state at a rate of 5% of the general budget of the Ministry of Research. 5%. But also by international organizations, including Coopération Internationale, Coopération Française, Fonds d'aide à la coopération, International Development Agencies, Agence de coopération ACCT, Germany Agency, GTZ, United Development Program, Nations Development Program, UNDP, World Health Organization. All of these organizations intervene and bring in their support to the development of research in the country. But the national system of dissemination of scientific research results is poorly organized. As I said it, we at the level of the Université de Lomé, there is a lot of, there are a lot of research that is done and results come out, but how is the dissemination of these results organized? At some points, it is even difficult for researchers to find finances in order to disseminate their results. There is even no platform, to my knowledge, whereby the researchers will publish their activities and make them widely visible. If you look, for example, some of those who are able to make their results widely visible, it is when they publish them in international journals who have been able to put themselves online. So we see that the national system of dissemination of scientific research is weak. The few scientific journals and newspapers are published irregularly because they lack means. Now, should we wait for other partners to finance our research activities, we as Africans and particularly Togolese? Because if we wait for other international organizations or partners to bring in a lot of finances and help us promote our research at this level first, they will be imposing on us some of the outcomes they are expecting, which to my understanding is already threatening the development of the country. All this is not to say that partnership has to be avoided or has to be cancelled in this context. Partnerships are all recommended because teamwork today is a concept that help promote researchers at higher levels and bring them to and allow them to bring out strong and unchallengeable results. So to conclude, I would like to invite all we on this panel to understand that my point is simply about how our African countries, first of all, should be centered, recenter their research and technological activities in order to make it possible for themselves first and set their own goals without expecting or awaiting any other strong financial or funding input in their development. Thank you for listening. Thank you, all members of this panel.
Thank you, Dr. Agbo. Thank you very much for this extraordinary presentation, which is very enlightening. And then we also promise to work much on this. Okay, the remarks you've made so far, we'll find ways to improve the research and to encourage the dissemination of the results. I will invite Dr. Abochi also to give you a vote of thanks before he invites Dr. Klute for the next speech. Thank you.
Thank you again, my HOD, for the brilliant presentation. Surely it was very insightful. We learned a lot from it. You help us to know how research is organized, being organized in Togo, and how collaboration is helpful, but how all countries must finance their own research. Thank you so much, Doc. Thank you. Moderator, you have the floor.
Yes, Dr. Abochi, as I said this before, you are going to introduce the next presenter, the next speaker, who is Dr. Biava Klute. So you have the floor to introduce the next speaker.
Okay, thank you again. Ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker is Dr. Biava Klute. This speaker is a very a special person for me. He has mentored me over the last 3 years, particularly. But we have been working for about 7 years now. He has been involved in many aspects of my life, so I'm very glad and happy to have him here. Let me say a few words about him. Dr. Biava Kojo Kuche is a distinguished scholar, literature advisor, motivational speaker with over 10 years of teaching and research experience in Africa. Dr. Kuche is also an independent consultant. He is currently working on as a senior lecturer. He's working as a senior lecturer of literature and languages at the Faculty of Arts and Humanities of the Université de Cara, the second largest public university in Togo. He serves as the Dean of Studies at Institut Supérieur des Langues et des Affaires, which is the first business and translation school in Togo. Dr. Biava Kojo Kuche is also, he works also as an associate head of the Arts and Humanities Master Program at the Université de Cara. Previously, he worked as an assistant professor at the Université de Lomé Department of English. Dr. Kuche obtained his bachelor and MA from the Université de Cara, and his MPhil and the PhD from Université de Lomé. He has just been granted an LLB from Université de Cara. He published 17 articles in reputed national and international peer-reviewed journals. Dr. Kuche is the current president of the Association of Lecturers who set to drive young people from poverty and ignorance. The organization is called Jeunesse Citoyenne Hors de l'Humanité. So he is also the CEO of Biava Expertise, which is a translation firm he founded here in Togo. He supervised 8 masters and 6 bachelor theses. He served many academic and professional committees as a chairman and as a panel member. He is also an external examiner and a moderator for masters and bachelors of different universities in Togo. And as I said it, he is also a mentor to many young people, including me. He's very close to the student he teaches. Dr. Kuche, you have the floor now. You are muted, please. Can you unmute your microphone?
It's all right. Okay, thanks so much. Thanks so much, Dr. Oboji. I would like to express all my gratitude to you for everything you've been doing for the younger generation. God bless you too much, and thank you for the presentation. I feel myself really privileged to be such presented in this board of big bosses, and authorities. I would like to welcome the presentation of Dr. Abuchi, Dr. Agbo, for what he did very right now. I thank him, and just precise that he's the vice president of the association Jeunesse Citoyenne Hors de l'Humanité. Together, we'll be working for the promotion of young people in Togo and elsewhere. Allow me to thank and express my gratitude to the organizers of this virtual conference. I would like to salute all that you've been doing, especially the founders, and for what you'll be doing for the generations and for the younger generation. May God bless you. I've come into contact with IIU by the help of Dr. Bucci. And for a couple of times that I'll be with you, I'm very pleased with your programs. And I am really convinced that these programs are going to impact the world and bring a new change and a new vision for the younger generation. God bless all the founders and all the members of the IIU. For the day, we are a little meeting to discuss issues related to how we can encourage research in this age of technology, especially in Africa. I would like to put that I am Togolese, and I would like to talk a little. I'll really base my development upon Togo and try to widen it to the rest of the Africa. I think as I'm literature major, I would like to discuss some words and some expressions in this communication. First of all, I would like to raise the issue of the reason why we need to foster technology and research in the age of technology. And especially for us Africans and for us young Africans, I think the very question that we have to put is, how are we going to help our fellow countrymen? How can we contribute to the development of our countries, of our nation, and of our continent? During this era of great change, of great mobility, how are we going to make it? Is it by crossing the Mediterranean Sea to go to Italy and Europe? Or is it to set in Africa a good business, having a vision for Africa? I think what matters for us Africans is to have a vision for our countries, a vision for our continent. Moving away is not the reason. And now, do we have advantages as Africans, as young Africans? Is there any advantage for us? Yes, I'll answer yes. What are these advantages? Because for us, we are young and we have energy. We also have science at our disposal. Many researchers are there from Europe, from America, from Asia, and from Africa. Many models are all over the world. So we young people, we can take inspiration from what already exists now to promote and to implement our visions, the vision for Africa. And in which context can we do it? We need to see whether we have tools. This is the second level of my intervention. So what are the tools that we have in Africa or that the younger generation has? First of all, we can talk about audacity. Audacity, we have it. This is because of this audacity that we can see young Africans trying to cross the Mediterranean Sea to go to America, to go to Africa, to go to Europe, sorry. And also, this audacity that is that we can see within these groups, terrorism, these groups that are recruiting young people to fight their own countries. So I think that there is such audacity that we should really refashion so that it serves as a fuel to the new vision that we have for Africa. And this audacity should not be taken for volunteerism. In fact, volunteerism is the attitude, of being only confident, to trust on one's only strength, on one's only capacities. We need to be audacious, but also open-minded, working in teams. Africans, especially Africans coming from many countries in Africa, we need to try to create a network of researchers. The research should not be limited to our countries. The research should not be limited to our universities, but having a network of researchers as IIU is implementing. So be open, having some visions, having some projects that we can do together, that can meet, that can gather people from many other countries. And then what are the areas that are very, in which we need to promote research at this age of technology in Africa? I've mentioned 3 areas. The first one is agriculture. In many countries all over Africa, farming is there. People are dying of food because rain does not respond at its time. So the cycle of productions are a little bit disturbed or are disturbed. So we need, in this context, to promote agriculture, to promote irrigation, to promote a new way of producing agricultural production. We have to drop away former techniques that are not productive. And this, we need to think about it seriously. The next thing is the context of health. Health, because without food, naturally, people are exposed to diseases. Many diseases, we got some pandemic and epidemics like Ebola a couple of years ago in West Africa and Central Africa. I think we have to promote the research in the matter of science and especially health. And the third thing that is not the least is peace. Because without peace, all our efforts will just be limited to our daily basis needs. But we need to go beyond that. Peace is very important, and it's an issue in Africa. And this thing cannot be solved without considering our diversities of culture and taking into this matter anthropology and sociology. So the areas that are very concerned, as I said, in Africa are the areas of agriculture, medicine, and peace. And if we can implement, we can gather researchers and find researchers in this domain and boost them to find solution. I think it will really help African development, because these are the key points that are raised. And from these key points, we can be able to touch other fields of development in Africa. So I think I'll close my my speech here, my communication here, and hand back the floor to the moderator. Thanks so much for listening.
Thank you very much, Dr. Viova, my good friend. I have been very pleased to have you on board, and with this insightful sharing presentation, yeah, I think young people should really rechannel their energies. Okay, as you said, the audacity, you have to rechannel it in a way that should be benefit for our country, for our continents, and for the world. Okay, now I will call on Dr. Bucci. Do you have anything to say to Dr. Viova, your mentor?
Thank you. All I have to say is thank you again. A big thank you, Doc, for this great speech. It will help all of us in Africa to unite our forces and to focus our research on the field that will help us fight our problems in Africa. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Butsi. We will now give the floor to another great speaker, namely Mr. Yavi Ametefe Akoli. Mr. Yavi Ametefe Akoli is a chartered expert in translation and interpretation. He's a writer, author, and a poet, member of the National Copyright Association. He's a book editor as well. Occupational safety and health professional. He's a founder and manager of Peacecom Professionals, which is with linguistic services, human capital and organizational development, strategic management, and he has 16 years of experience in the domain of teaching, coaching, and mentoring young and adult learners and workers. His social or philosophical affiliation is a member of the International Humanist Movement, human rights promoter. He's a former Deputy Secretary General of the ATDPDH, the National Human Rights Association. The books that he has written so far, Les Vestants de Sang, La Soutane et le Revolver. His scientific outputs, linguistic evidence of discriminations and violence, a semantic approach to Gengbe. The degrees that he holds is an MA. He has an MA in translation and interpretation, specialization in public health events, planning and communication tools at the Institut Supérieur des Langues et des Affaires, Lomé, Togo. He has an MA in linguistics and English language at the University of Lomé, Togo. He has a bachelor degree in linguistics and English language at the University de Lomé, Togo. He has a certificate in mediation, negotiation, analysis of conflicts, peace, cultural synergy from United States Institute of Peace, USIP, Global Campus certificates in climate change issues, green and transformational economy from United Nations Institute for Training and Research, UNITR. So Mr. Colley is here also to intervene on this issue that is in the center of our discussion, our meeting of today. So Mr. Yavi Ametepe Akoli, you have the floor. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Kolegi. Thank all the panelists, distinguished members, honorary professors and doctors all around with your diverse title and grades. I'm very happy to join in this meeting, and it has been a pleasure for me to be chosen by Dr. Abuti, to whom I owe a high range of gratitude and appreciation. I've been introduced to the IIU, International Internship University, some months ago, but truly we haven't been very active at many of the activities of the IIU. And so when he had been organizing this meeting, he contacted me, and then I found it a great opportunity to share my little experience and knowledge about the topic of technology and research. As has been said by my earlier and elders, Dr. Agbo and Dr. Klute, who are at the same time my supervisors, hi to you all, and Dr. Aboti himself. I'm going to talk of particularly technology and learning, learning being a major part of research itself. So as you have heard it from the previous intervenants, you will still hear it from further intervenants too. Technology has been deeply affecting the education industry as a whole, and as a matter of fact, the research sector itself. The olden days, traditional education paradigms are drastically changing, as you can notice all. If in 50, 30, 20, and even 10 years ago, people from the academia were compelled to confine themselves in library rooms, searching through shelves, and flipping through papers, pages of paper books, and taking notes here and there, holding their books strongly in hand, using their pens and so on, for many hours, days, months, and years to collect and put information together before they are able to produce an article, a book, a thesis, or whatever. The modern research setup is far different, as you know. The era of technology has its own model. The era of technology offers an absolutely beautiful opportunity to researchers and learners from everywhere. At its first stage, the trust was difficult, and it is still difficult today because many traditional, sorry, let me remove my hat so that my face will be better thin. And as at the first stage, the trust was difficult and is still difficult today. From many traditionalists and conservers, they don't find e-learning a good thing. However, as it is recognized from everywhere of the world today, our work is being replaced by technology and at an increasing rate, and that is undeniable. Talking of technology and research is just like talking of democracy and information in modern days, and it is the same thing like talking of information and social media. As technology shrinks the world and democratizes information, it is also reshaping how we research and learn. It's true that the actors of education may not all agree the same way. However, many people will surely agree that technology is disrupting education. As President Obama's top economic advisor claimed it some years ago, the rise of web-based learning will lower the costs and barriers to good education and raise living standards around the world. Learning as activity of research is being much affected as well. And personally, as a self-paced learner, experienced self-paced learner, you will obviously agree with me that digital revolution has been reshaping the learning. Then one may still wonder how far is the digital revolution shaping learning? What are there to retain on the field of research from learning perspectives are tremendous because digitally inclined learning is breaking barriers of all kinds and making learning faster and more enjoyable to its adepts. Ask myself, as an experienced independent researcher and learner, looking at these questions in terms of opportunities and challenges, I would say that the first major advantage digital revolution has made to academia, is that it has made learning easier, faster, and most effective. Most part of online learning is self-paced, and e-learning curriculum is mostly student-centered itself. The e-learning is cost-effective. It is inclined to individual learning styles. It's customizable in customizable learning environment. E-learning fully utilizes analytics. When we take online learning, you could solve teachers' scarcity, which we suffer from many universities and from great cost to university and private ones especially. E-learning is environmentally friendly. No need of paper, no need of too much printing, no need of using big rooms and so on and so forth, where you are obliged to build on large spaces and destroy environment. There's no need to stick to textbooks or from the teacher. You have the possibility to check cross online and different sources at the same time. Online learning is time efficient. It doesn't waste your time. Time for you to wake up from your home, get dressed, move and across the town to go and sit down in a university room is over. Because even now you can stay in your bedroom and then get connected and learn many things as I can share with you. I will pass the comment and because I think that the debate part will call for that. But in terms of challenges, we can see that the e-learning is still suffering from reliability and trust of sources of knowledge. You know, many traditional universities and especially labeled ones like Cambridge, Harvard, Sorbonne, Pantheon, and so on, they will not easily agree with a degree you hold from an e-platform, even if the content may remain the same and sometimes even better. They will not easily rely on that, and recruiters sometimes will be reticent regarding e-certificates that you get from here and there. But can we stick to that and continue? No. It's true that e-learning is also very disruptive. When you are not experienced enough, learners will not really make good use of technology. They are distracted most of the time, trying to watch movies, videos, and all whatever is in the environment disturbing them. We can also say that e-learning has other challenges to be solved. The keep up of motivation, not because you are not under any teacher directly, or even when you are with a teacher online, the student doesn't, when especially they are not experienced, they don't really keep motivation at level. And because this time they are not obliged by anybody to move, it is different. It's seriously important for them to be disciplined. So e-learning means self-discipline, and it's still a challenge. What does it mean? It means that most of the junior learners will still suffer while it comes to e-learning and technology. In our, excuse me, what we used to call in level poor countries, which I am saying that because I don't like this term personally, we suffer from technical issues. You see, we still have a lot of problem of internet in our countries, and access to internet is seriously a problem. In a country like Togo, participants and interveners from Togo will acknowledge and testify that you is seriously a problem. And other technical issues are remaining the kind of apparatus that are sold to us over here and so on and so forth. So when you are in learning platforms and you are having maybe having a meeting, having research to share with people, the gadgets you are using are not all the time up to date. Some other students are left behind because when you look at the areas where internet and the technology access is difficult, they are totally away from what you are learning, and the disparities are still high. Why is still a problem? Because we thought that with the advent of technology and e-learning forms, education will be easier for access to everybody, but it's not the same because people are still living in areas where it's difficult to have access to technology and especially internet. We also have to talk about the social touch in the e-learning and the e-sharing platforms and research. To mention some, we can say that the understanding of course expectation is not all the time the same when you are in e-learning platform. We have a lot of lack of in-person and interpersonal interaction and adapting to familiar technology, and sometimes as uncertainty. One of the last issue I wanted to mention before I close my intervention is that we have to focus on this issue of reliability of e-universities, e-learning platforms, and e-research platforms. You know, it's still some people are still reticent when we are thinking of book published online. They are still looking for the paper version of the book. When you make an article, you write an article, write a book, and you are fully inclined person, they still claim for a possibility or even the necessity of having the book in paper version, which for some people, when it's not done, it's like you haven't published the book yet. It's funny, but for we people who have been, I would say, courageous enough to shift ourselves totally to the EM technology forms of learning and research, is not very easy for us. To share my last experience with you, from 2016 to 2018, I've been able to gather 32 course certificates from e-learning, which might not be at all easy for me when it comes to face-to-face learning. And the source of information I collected from internet and e-learning platforms and research platforms and peer review platforms, seriously, I would say are highly challenging to the physical learning possibilities. I've been able personally to register in many different e-learning platforms like the OSHA Academy, from which I've gathered professional certificate in occupational safety and health. This would never have been possible for me if we haven't shifted to technology development. I've done the same thing. I'll continue the same thing in oil and gas, for which I will have at the end 42 independent course certificates plus 5 program certificates, which is tremendous. I'm sharing this because I think we can share this experience with younger ones across the world. And when you learn, you teach them how to be disciplined, they can achieve a lot. One of the major things I'm appreciating today is that with the USIP, with whom I engaged recently, from May 2020 to no 2021, sorry, to now I've been able to gather 8 certificates of high level in negotiation, mediation, uh, crisis analysis, conflict management, and so on and so forth. Seriously, if e-platforms and e-technology has not, e-learning has not been possible, make sure that what I'm talking about can never be possible. And every single day, if I devote 2 hours, I can be able to be in contact with 2, 3, 4, 5 platforms and learn many, many different things, even if it's not for the purpose of certificate. Thank you so much. As a conclusion, the project of IIU is in the full trend of what the world has been witnessing recently and will further witness in the next future regarding education as academic development, technical training, research, and knowledge sharing. This project, personally, I would say is highly recommendable and sustainable. And I recommend you all your all full support and participation to the project of IIU. Thank you all for listening. Thank you. I am available for further questions when the panel will be open. Goodbye, everybody.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Abutsi, for this sharing, particularly on your experience with the e-learning and all that you've achieved so far with that. That shows us it has shown us the advantage of the e-learning, the e-research, and how far it can bring one who is committed and disciplined. Thank you very much. We now call on the technical board, the technical team, to present the IIU Global Mission video, and we all follow. Thank you very much.
Welcome to the International Internship University, the world's first virtual university, which is concocted by the visionary Piyush Pandit. The vision of Piyush Pandit is to take education to students, and not students to education, for the betterment of society. He has just one dream: no child should be deprived of education. To fulfill the dream, he has worked 24/7, and the dream came into reality in the form of International Internship University. Through his concerted efforts, Piyush Pandit has made the education so facile through IIU, that the learner from any corner of the world, from any university or college, can avail it, as per their needs and comfort, at a very nominal rate. International Internship University is building a better and brighter future for all young learners, and is committed to providing quality, skill-based, affordable, accessible and location-independent education to all the young learners of the globe, by providing internship opportunities. International Internship University is metamorphosing the conventional education system, by cutting down the additional costs and providing access to more than 1,000+ courses and internships to their e-learners. Across 195 countries and 6 continents, throughout the year with over 150 virtual offices around the world. IIU has been accredited and affiliated with the World Education Organization, WEO. and International Accreditation Organization, IAO, and collaborated with all the world's top universities and educational institutions. Through the platform of MOOC, massive open online courses, with the aim of promoting internships and making modern education easy, accessible and affordable. IIU provides honorary degree, master's degree, graduate degree, certificate and diploma courses, professional education, customized programs, free courses, sustainable development goals courses, non-academic courses, blockchain technology learning lab and many more. The entire curriculum of the IIU is skill-based on the ethos of high academics, with the help of MOOC technology. Our country directors are constantly bonding with the corporate sector worldwide, whether it's MNCs or international job providers. This is done not only to benefit the students of that particular country, but also to benefit the schools or colleges which are affiliated to us. All the students and colleges will be given the support like online training, virtual knowledge exchange, internship opportunities worldwide, placement assistance. IIU is committed to providing stress-free education, with internship and entrepreneurship opportunities, without any financial burden on the learners and their family members. International Internship University, after its inception in Australia, India has become the main hub of its operations. Mr. Piyush Pandit, co-founder and COO of IIU, India, and chairman of Swarna Bharat Parivar. Piyush Pandit concocted the world's first internship university, the International Internship University. The world's first virtual university that emplaces internships as preeminent precedents. Piyush Pandit had a dream to provide idea of free education to learners across the world from the year 2017. After 2 years of continuous hard work and efforts, the research about the establishment of International Internship University has been completed in the year 2019. In 2020, IIU received the Certificate of Grant Innovation Patent, Australia under the Patent Act 1990. Innovation Patent Certification from WIPO Proof, ISO Certified 9001, 2005 and IAO accredited. International Internship University is duly registered in 2021 by Certificate, Section 60. Further, IIU has been registered in India and USA. International Internship University has formed various councils to address specific issues faced by students, youths, women, and in the field of education. International Student Development Council. Objective of this council is to help, guide, and motivate the students. The council is made to ensure that the voice of the students is not suppressed. Building a sense of community is the essence of the International Student Development Council. International Youth Development Council is formed with the objective of improving the lives of children and adolescents by meeting their basic physical, developmental, and social needs and by helping them to build the competencies needed to become successful adults. IIU Women Entrepreneurs Council recognizes the incredible skills possessed by a woman, respects their self-worth, and intertwines it with entrepreneurial skills to give a woman the power to create magic, magniloquence, and money with her skill sets. IIU Women Entrepreneurs Council is giving an opportunity to every woman on this globe to witness the uncultivated talent, to be the successful women entrepreneur. International Council for Educators recognizes the contribution of educators all over the world in the field of education, and encourages them to be a part of it and to change the lives of many more by imparting quality education and spreading knowledge worldwide. IIU is for everyone. Whatever you covet to be, whatever you crave to do, whatever you yearn to study, without any financial stress.
we thank the technical team for sharing this video with us. Very great, very powerful, and very exciting. I think this video should be made available for all of us to be sharing on our platforms, on Facebook, and this will invite many people to join the team, IIU team. Thank you very much. I will now invite Rejoice, my co-moderator. I'll invite her. She's from Nigeria. I will invite her to introduce the next speaker to us. She's called Rejoice Obilo Agua. Please take the floor. You have the floor, Rejoice.
Continue. It seems she's not around.
Is Rejoice okay? Okay. Well, if Rejoice is not around, then I'll invite Dr. Abuchi to introduce the next speaker to us, who is Evangelist Princess Chief Barbara Amaka Obi Odo from Nigeria. Please, Dr. Abuchi, can you do that for us?
Okay, thank you, Alex. Thank you, Prof. Our next speaker is Evangelist Princess Chief Barbara Amaka Obi Odo. She's from Nigeria. Evangelist Princess Chief Barbara Amaka Obi Odo have concluded her secondary education in Lagos Anglican Girls Grammar School. She started her career as a young model, graced billboards all over Nigeria, calendars, and TV adverts. She holds a diploma from Times Journalism Institute. She was also an intern with the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA. Evangelist Princess was a staff writer with Every Woman newspaper. She cut her teeth in acting in 1993.
Sorry, she's not around. Call another person. Call another person since she's not around.
Okay. Thank you, Prof.
Okay, then Dr. Abuti, you introduce Chaplain Professor Dr. Shared Akama Onyari from Kenya.
Okay. Yeah, I hope Dr. Jared.
Yeah, he's available. He's around. Yes, he's correct.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce the next speaker, Chaplain Dr. Jared Akama Onyari from Kenya. Chaplain Professor Dr. Jared Akama Onyari is a servant of God of the everlasting gospel. He completed his BA in economics and geography from Egerton University. His BA in theology from Northwestern Christian University. MBA from African Nazarene University, majoring project management. MA Development Study from St. Paul's University, and is majoring in peace building and conflict transformation. He's also getting a PhD in professorship from United Graduate College and Seminary International. Chaplain Professor Dr. Jared Akama Onyari holds a PhD, is a PhD candidate in Kisi University, and he is pursuing a PhD in peace and conflict studies. He's also a trained lay chaplain, a certified professional lecturer at the Management University of Africa, and chancellor a chancellor in a part-time lecturer at the Management University of Africa. He's also a chancellor and liaison at the United Graduate College and the Seminary International. He's a chairman of the Board of Trustees at the Jacobs Abbey Global Institute for Leadership Studies, USA. Chaplain Professor Dr. Jared Akama Onyari is the 2020 Kenya World Civility Icon Peace Ambassador at Universal Peace Federation. He's also President of Peace Society of Kenya, Regional Statesman, Ambassador by I-Chain Nations. He's the President of Association of Conflict Resolution in Kenya, President of
Dr.
Global Peace
Kofi, just a moment, please. Somebody is making noise. Please mute yourself. Okay, you can continue.
Okay, thank you. Is the noise over? Okay, let me continue. Dr. Jared is also president of the Association of Chaplains and Counselors in Kenya, and also the intercessory coordinator for Kenya of International Forum for Dynamic Peace Rescue Mission, and the country ambassador of International Human Rights Peace Commission, Kenya. He's also the international chaplain, New Vision Ministries coordinator. He's African Stability Master Chaplain with Humanitarian Diplomatic Alliance, Ambassador of Kingdom of Atlantis for Kenya. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me now to welcome Chaplain Professor Dr. Jared Akami Onyari. Please, Professor, you have the floor.
Thank you, Abochi, for inviting me to speak. And I want to say that I've observed all the protocols. And for the interest of time, I need not to speak much because the speakers before me have spoken. But let me just have this to say that we are focusing on fostering research in the age of technology. You could agree with me that maybe you have heard technology is disrupting education. It has disrupted education in the sense that we have just broken the walls that we can now use technology to do education. The digital revolution in education is full steam ahead, and it is affecting more than just a classroom. Academic research is experiencing high-tech makeover, as well as it matters more than most importance to most of us as we know it. For the average person, the scholarly pursuit of research faculty might seem harder to digest than still rhymes about free college. But when you realize the academic research impacts every aspect of our lives, including the economy, medicine, human behavior, then it is much easier to understand that through technology, the world has become a global village. I am addressing you from United States of America, where I'm visiting, and you are from all over the world. Doing research by going physical is no longer the case, especially with the coming up of the pandemic. Some believe that we are just now experiencing a watershed moment with the rise of online learning, and that is the future unless you align yourself into that effect. It is not going to be as normal as it is. Others rightly know that our climb is to digital mountainship top has been a gradual one. Regardless of our perspective, one thing is clear: technology has become a new backbone in the classroom and the laboratories. Let me just proceed to say that on research side, the movement to streamline painstaking process analysis began in the late 1960s, when academics started using softwares like SPSS to do complex computations like linear regressions instead of scribing them out in the wrong hand. To that effect, technology has added a mix which has reduced the potential for the human error and increased the speed of research process. Several decades later, cloud-based software changing the way researchers collect data as well. When this has been done, you can say it has reduced the time we take to do our research. In fact, some years back, and I experienced this, that you could really do everything manually. But these days, once you have collected data, within a few days, you're already done with your research. And you can be able to do research these days through Zoom, Google Meeting, and whichever technology. You are able to do research and be able to interview people and get information from anywhere and everywhere in the world. In the academic world, the faculty understand that it is better than anyone because their careers hang on progressing research in scholarly journals. These days, you are able to get all the information you want online. Standing between every research and their reviewed publication, however, are mountains of logistics that must be removed to focus on what really matters first: research, design, and analysis. As I conclude, I'm saying our world is being remade by technology. You can agree that the world has been created. Things are no longer the normal in the increasing rate and exciting. Just as technology shrinks the world and democratize information, it is also reshaping on how we learn. It is either, as we talk about sustainable development goal number 4, which talks about quality education. This is what we are talking about. That like international intensive universities giving students an opportunity to pursue education to realize their dream. You can remember that to have research is very expensive, but through technology, it has almost reduced the cost of doing research into even half. This is what we are talking about. And if you do not embrace technology in where the world has reached, the era of COVID pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic, where you are not going to have one-on-one in person to be able to do that research, you can agree with me, as my speakers before me, that technology has been a game changer in research. Then the most important thing you can talk about for the rising generation of students, and also for the researchers who have the drive, the innovation, that makes it life much better. And this century, as my last concluding remark, is that this is the generation and the time we embrace diplomacy in education, innovation, entrepreneurship, and we have to embrace participatory that through technology that everyone is being put on the table, and information is being shared at with all people, and through technology and through research, whatever you have wanted to do, that you can make your dreams become realized and become valid, and you can realize your dreams. That is how research has made, technology has made research a reality, less costly, timely, precise. I can say all manner of things that through technology. See where we are from all over the world, we are gathered here and we are pursuing this. I cannot put it in another way, but you can see what research has been done. I can be able to correct and correlate data from every part of the world where I'm seated in the comfort of my house. I submit.
Thank you very much, Chaplain Professor Dr. Jared Okama Onyari from Kenya, for sharing with us the advantage of technology in the domain of research today. thank you very much. It will help us give more consideration to these parts of the evolution of our world and may benefit from it. So I will let you know whether the speaker, this speaker, Ambassador Dr. Ibtisam Elurubi is around. Is she available? Is she connected? I can't see her on the panel.
No,
Prof,
she didn't.
I think
Okay, what about
the next two speakers are not online. They are not.
No,
okay,
they are not
okay.
here. No, we
Okay,
don't see
well,
them.
okay, if they are not online, then let's watch the accreditation video. And then after Mr. Buchi will introduce Mr. Piyush Bandit, which I'm not sure is around, but well, let's follow the video first for the accreditation. Thank you.
Please, Professor, I think we don't need to
We
watch
don't
it
need,
anymore,
yes,
right?
yes, we need, we can get the vote of thanks because they didn't come, and we can watch the video at the end of Mr. Piyush, and I think that.
Okay, then Dr. Buchi, please, will you call on Miss Dr. Professor Charles Eboria to give us the vote of thanks? Thank you.
Okay, Professor, you have the floor.
Thank you very much. I know Professor Nada is there. Let her give the remark. She's a nice person.
Me?
Professor Nada. Yeah.
Okay, okay, Professor Charles, if you want, no problem. Thank you. Thank you, great IIU Africa team. The conference was really wonderful. The speeches were great. We learned a lot on the topic of the researching from each one. I'm especially proud on this young student, this young speaker. Professor Charles, you are great always, and all are great, but special thanks for our young here speaker, because and IIU Council for Youth is waiting you, and our Dr. Pratik is here, and please go in contact with him and you can make a great work for the youth around the world. Thank you, IIU, for this great opportunity, for this great platform. Thank you, our dear co-founder, Mr. Piyush Pandit. You are our role model. You are bringing education to everyone all around the world. Thanks to all. Till then, stay safe, and we are coming with new events now. After this conference, we still have a conference on Philippines, and now after this is a conference, event, I mean, open your heart. So please join it and continue growing and learning with IIU. Thank you, Professor Charles, for this opportunity.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
God bless you.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yes, yes.
Our Togo Ed, thank you very much for all your assistance.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you, Professor Charles.
Professor Charles, please, can all participants open the camera?
Okay. Please
for
open your camera.
For a beautiful photo. Please, waiting. Beautiful. Oh yes, till Dr. Eddie, Dr. Pram, please.
And I invite everyone to fill the form in order to get the certificates. Please click on the form and fill in it. Thank you.
Okay, we need to put on Facebook also. Okay. Okay, we are closing. Bye everybody.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Okay, thank you very much. Thanks to all the speakers. We need to meet next time for another topic. Okay, thanks for IIU for this initiative, which has brought us together to think on our development in Africa. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you,
Bye-bye.
everybody.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Bye.